From the ashes of the old world, in the shadows of the last great war, the world was shattered by magic. Plains became deserts, mountains crumbled into the sea. Witches and heretics are burned in the street, lined with oathbreakers hung by their necks. Where once was law, order, empire, now only hardship and savagery remain. To the east, in Highport, a weary king rules an ungrateful people. To the west, his brother keeps swords sheathed and words of rebellion at bay. To the north and south, savage elves and cowardly dwarves openly practice arcane arts, shrouded by leaf and stone. In a time when a man's worth is measured by his word, when might makes right, and a quick death is a mercy, only those more foolish than brave venture far from home. The age of peace and prosperity has ended. In its place, only strife.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Age of Strife. How are you guys doing this bright Saturday morning?
Good morning. I'm well.
Pretty good too.
Doing very well.
Good. So you're all chipper and excited for today's session of gameplay?
I'm getting there.
I'm ready.
All right.
I did not forget and wake up 15 minutes ago.
No, you've been awake the whole time. Yeah.
Totally.
Fantastic. So, we have a game coming up very soon, actually. On Tuesday, the 13th, is our next play date. So that's only 3 days from now. Just as a reminder to all of you out in chat and to all of you here in game. So that's coming up, which will be fun. But in the meantime, what have you guys been up to this last week?
Well, Neil, actually, I didn't realize that we weren't doing the normal time either, so I would have been ready for tomorrow. So.
Oh. Well, I'm moving
What was the
tomorrow.
reason we moved it?
We moved it
That's
because
right.
I am literally moving 600 miles tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, that seems
I
like
thought it was your passion for D&D expressed through Twitch's celebration.
What have I done? Tuesday, I attended a wedding of one of my friends from high school.
Oh, fun.
It was the best wedding I've attended so far.
Why was it so good?
Why was it so good?
Yeah.
Having lots of friends all around about the same age and not as much family, just some children lying around, that kind of thing that makes, family meetings where there's loads of children. It wasn't as much that, but it was more younger people having a fun time at a wedding at a castle.
A wedding of your peers, yeah. I know that those are way more fun than, the weddings that you go to where it's an adult or, someone like 10, 15 years older than you getting married, and it's their peer group, and you're the younger person being like, weddings are stupid. Yeah. It's way better when it's your friends getting married.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, congratulations to your friends. What about you, Pat? What have you been up to?
Well, I had a couple finals that I've gotten over with, thankfully, but I have 3 more on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So,
How did your finals go?
I think they went pretty well, hopefully.
That sounds like a confident answer. I believe in you.
Yeah, I had one in art history, which I've been doing pretty well in all years, so I'm pretty confident in that.
Well, they don't call you Archivist for nothing.
And then I had one in microeconomics, which not as easy, but I still think I did it.
Can I just say, microeconomics is amazingly fun. Decision making. Yeah, especially the entrepreneurial. I can't say that word at the moment. Even though I have enough now. The being innovative and thinking outside of the box. That side of things really, really good. That decision making. I then actually, after doing microeconomics, I went to TAFE, which is our, I guess, a lower version here, to do accounting because the government wouldn't let me do any more studying at the higher level. And accounting was very different, though. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do accounting. That might be too many numbers.
Well, hasn't the CIA given you the call up yet?
They're just waiting for the right moment, I'm assuming.
You see, that's what we think, but really they don't advertise when they recruit. This is his cover, right? This is your...
Yeah. Really, they've taken me in already.
I mean, you're in West Virginia, right? You must be just down the street from Langley.
Yeah, I kind of am. It's probably like a 2-hour drive.
Did you guys ever play Spot the Spook?
No.
What?
Not where I grew up anyway. That's there are no spooks down there.
See?
It's just
that's
all
exactly
cows.
where they live.
Maybe.
For those of you who don't know, Langley is the center for the CIA, and Spot the Spook. The spook is like a spy. So, the areas around Langley are filled with CIA operatives, but of course they don't advertise their presence, and so, trying to figure out who amongst your neighbors and friends works for the CIA covertly is a somewhat of a pastime in that area, I've heard from my family that lives back that way. Also an inappropriate pastime, because that's the whole point of security, is that you don't know.
Yeah.
So
finding out might be bad.
Yeah, it's the game that you play that you don't want to win.
If you win, they'll kill you. Actually, it's pretty easy though, because they all wear black suits, black pin tires, and black glasses, and black SUVs.
Mm-hmm. That's why actually everyone else buys the similar style of clothing, so they can blend in, so that way no one else knows who it is.
It's like a Where's Wally combat.
Just a whole town of people in suits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everyone's in suits. Everyone drives black Escalades, and everyone's always at coffee shops looking around suspiciously. That's all of West Virginia, I think. So Jeff, how about you?
I finished up doing. I just woke up. I just did a D&D campaign. My Saturday night D&D campaign. I finished up. I got back at 1:30, and then I got the phone call from you guys at 4:30. So. Yeah.
I'm just glad I remembered that you posted your number.
Yeah, and because I woke up and didn't get a chance to get ready, I haven't had my first coffee yet. So I'm looking forward to sneaking away, like when it seems like somebody else is doing something.
Well, why don't we have someone else give a recap so you can sneak away and start the coffee process?
Fantastic. That sounds good.
All right, cool.
I'll do the recap.
Oh, you're a hero.
Okay.
Good thing I didn't get called on to do that, because it may have been a problem.
No, I haven't written anything, but I remember most of it. So last session we had our party coming back from their adventures over by the lighthouse, and they woke up to the alarms being belled. Is that right? In Wadsworth, and the people were all panicking, and the soldiers had pointed out, the town watch had pointed out a giant moving across the stinking marsh just north of the town. So everyone was on high alert.
Yes.
Party being adventurous people went to go have a look. I saw it walk over into the Blackthorn Forest, and then went off to talk about how our town is not equipped to handle a giant. So we discussed with our engineer about building a ballista, and then the next morning, the bells were ringing again as the giant had come out and started attacking the northern wall.
Yeah, how did that go for you guys?
So, being the adventurous people we are, we decided we'd get close to the action.
Approach the giant attacking your city.
All of the people were running away from the northern side of town, and we were like, oh, there's a boat. We'll just swim across and go have a closer look at the damage.
Yep.
And No one attacked the giant, which I guess was good, so it didn't have a reason to come smash us. Eventually, it seemed to calm down and walk away. But it left big gaps in the wall, and the gate was flattened. And then the town sheriff and guard came back to watch the broken wall.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I believe we set up ourselves ready to go grave robbing.
Yes. You went south to, what was it called? Does anyone remember its name?
Yeah, I have it in my notes somewhere.
It wasn't Garble. Rose Fawn.
Rose something.
Rose Bloom.
Rose Bloom.
Yeah, Rose Bloom.
Okay.
And what happened in Rose Bloom?
So we arrived there in the night and
Dark.
went around the village in the perimeter so we weren't seen into the graveyard from the far side.
Mm-hmm.
And Luther, being a thief, unlocked his way into one of the mausoleums, and we
Fantastically unlocked his way
Yeah.
into the
I
mausoleum,
was useful this
overcoming lock
I didn't
after
just
lock.
climb up a tower and climb back down. This
No.
time I didn't.
Your skills were absolutely useful. Otherwise, you would have had to break that down, which might have woken people up.
Yeah.
So inside we went in with our light, and what was it? We went in the straight path into the mausoleum, opening up a metal gate, and then we found that there was a walking dead creature came to come greet us. So we hit it and brought it back to the ground.
Yeah, I think it took one throwing knife to the face, and then it was just dead.
Who did it attack? Did it reach us?
I don't think so. I think we saw it in the hallway and just it got shot down immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we put that to the ground and then pushed open the sarcophagus, which had inside it a woman in what seemed to be fairly brilliant, noble, sort of nice clothing, covered in jewelry, and she seemed to be in perfect condition, not like a rotting corpse. And so Luther comes in to investigate, and the thing springs to life and grabs at his throat.
Yes. Also letting out a horrible wail that caused everyone to make fear saves or run in panic, which everyone failed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me and
Luther could
Stefan ran away, dropping our weapons and torches. Well, Stefan kept hold of one weapon, and Luther, being held, was unable to escape and could not overpower it, but eventually did break free and ran away as well. And we regrouped at the top where we fought it in the doorway of the mausoleum. Ooh.
Yes. Eventually, you guys defeated it, went back, looted its wonderful jewelry, and got the hell out of there.
And we put it back in after decapitating it and put the lid back over. And I believe we left the doors unlocked to make it seem like it had been robbed, right?
You left the doors unlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
think
on your way out, you
We
heard,
heard some screams in the town, which it's probably the possible undead we might have let into a town we don't even know about. So we just left. Let them deal with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I'm expecting is Dicing with Death situation where they're just wraiths all over the Meadowlands now. We're all screwed.
Well, at least it's not your village that's under attack by countless undead. It's
Yeah,
some
we just
other
get the
poor
giant
saps.
instead.
Cool. So now that we are all caught up, let's talk about when we come into game. I think we're coming into game today on the 10th of December. I think that's quite appropriate. You've had enough time to go back and heal, right? How much were you guys down?
Lots.
Lots?
I think I was down to 1 hit point.
I wasn't hit because I ran away.
Okay. So Jeff needed to heal 7.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, how much did you need to heal?
I think I need to heal because I think I got hit for 6 and I had 7 HP, so it took me down to 1. But I leveled up after the session.
Right, so you both needed to heal a bunch of HP, but if you go back home, you can heal 2 per day. And all that happened, Monday, Tuesday, you were there on Wednesday. Actually, so we should be starting 1, 2, 2, 4, 6. So we should be starting on Monday the 12th, actually, for the first time. Game time has surpassed real time.
Well, I think we heal 3 HP a day, right?
If you have total complete bed rest, yeah, I guess you could do that. So it'd be 3.
Herbalism and
Okay, so that way we can start on Sunday, the 11th, and you'll all be at full HP.
okay.
This continues our tradition of starting on Sundays. So, it is Sunday the 11th. It's been just shy of a week since the giant came and ripped down your walls. It's been maybe 4 days since you've had an encounter with some undead creatures and maybe let some undead into a town.
Maybe.
And in a week, it is my character's birthday on the 18th.
Oh yeah, it's my birthday on the 13th. So in 2 days, it's Luther's birthday.
Luther's one goes first.
Have you guys thought of what you want to do for your birthday, Luther?
Luther has been ignoring his birthday completely and just pretending it doesn't exist. So I think he's hoping that nothing happens on his birthday, but considering it is a family, I don't know how much that's actually going to come to fruition.
Okay. So first, let's do word from the kingdom at large. Last week, you guys had heard that the Blackguard had their first engagement with the orcs, and it had gone very well for them. Everyone was, what's the term, encouraged and pleased by these reports. There was a lot of Eastern superiority. Oh yeah, never send a Westerner to do an Easterner's job, sort of thing. And this week that you hear that the Blackguard is preparing to actually push the orcs back further. Not just, defending the western sections, but to kind of push the orcs back into their homelands, kind of back into the forests, and hopefully back to the hills. And that is the word that is kind of filtering in from the front. It appears the Eastern lords are grateful for the reprieve, but have been cynical in their acknowledgement of it, saying, you don't let one good engagement go your way or get to your head. You're not all that hot. We've been doing this for years. You come here right off the bat. Don't get cocky, guys. They seem to be pleased, but not too pleased with the results thus far. Citing the commanders of the Blackguard particularly as being hot-headed and overly ambitious. So that is the news that has come from the West. And we'll just start you guys off in game.
All right.
By the way, I'm going to send you a message with when I'm going to get Luther for his birthday.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
When's your birthday?
Money for the treasury, so it's like a kid using his mom's money to buy her a present for the birthday.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Like, I see our treasury went down a little bit.
Yeah, my version of healing from these wounds is to spend it at the tavern and fortitude up.
Yeah.
So what am I up to?
Yeah, what are you guys doing? It's a bright morning. It's almost winter, I guess. Definitely approaching winter. The town is moving about doing their things. The heat wave has ended, and instead a cold front has swept in, so everyone's bundling up in their nice, warmer winter clothing. The last harvest has been gathered, and it looks like there's enough food for the town to survive the winter. So no one's concerned about starving to death as long as all the granaries remain intact. But there is a little concern that now the walls are down, people could slip in and steal food, maybe, from outside.
Yeah, maybe. Might be a problem. Or the giant could come back and steal all our food.
The giant.
No, we are the giant's food.
Maybe. Oh god. Um, I think Luther's been taking this time while he's healing to read. He found a horticultural book in the lighthouse, and I think he's finally decided to start reading that now that he has some downtime.
Oh, I remember what I'll be up to. We've got a Ronald coming in, and we need to teach him about what his
Oh
new
yeah,
job is.
Ronald's coming. Yeah, I love Ronald.
He's
Well,
going to be
yeah,
the jewel. He's going to be the jewel of our house defenses.
Oh yeah. Maybe I should give that necklace we got to Ronald as his welcome present.
That's a strange present, but I mean,
You have this very feminine necklace, Ronald. It'll be fun.
That necklace is worth more than he will ever be worth.
Yeah. I think it's worth 3 years of his salary.
And do you really want
Actually, no, it's worth a
anything?
lot more than that. It's worth like 10 years.
Oh yeah. Do you really think that constricting his blood flow in any way will be wise?
It's even more stupid.
His head does not good enough.
Yeah, maybe that's not the best idea.
okay. So because we've got Ronald on the way, I would like my character to visit to one of the villages. Someone might want to come with me, and we'll search for other people who are also looking to have a job in our guard.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, I guess.
Do we want to stay away from the undead village?
I don't think that they would know it was us, so I think us going back wouldn't be a huge problem.
Because yeah, if they do have a problem and we just happen to turn up, we could look like heroes.
Yeah, we could go help them out with the crypt.
I mean, so far we have the jewel of humanity. I think we may have scraped the bottom of the barrel for the whole region.
Maybe. Surely there has to be one competent person out there who might
Well,
make it good.
One person isn't enough for a guard. We need,
Yeah, but he can make everybody else better, though. That's the.
Perhaps I could make another suggestion. If you want someone with an inkling of competence, it would seem that going and seeking hunters that would be willing to take up the calling may render more success and useful skills, and certainly if they survived as a hunter, then they've probably somewhat proven them they're worth it arms.
Who was that ranger we met earlier?
It was.
On the
I
side
think
of the
it was
river.
an old woman or something.
A woman, some peasant. She was both intimidating and also she wanted nothing to do with combat. So
All right.
Yeah, she didn't seem very. She didn't seem like much of a combat person, really.
she did enjoy getting paid.
No, I-
So
I do think the hunter idea is a good one. Because that tracking would be useful.
So you guys are having this discussion in your house when one of the servants comes in the room and lets you know that there is a middle-aged man dressed in kind of worn clothes. He looks like a knight, or he has introduced himself as a knight, but he only has one hand, and he has come to speak to you guys. He's currently sitting in one of the parlors.
Servant, did you not get his name?
Reginald.
Kel Reginald.
Tell Reginald, yes.
All right. Bring him in.
Would you like him to be here in the dining room?
I look to the rest of the people.
We'll go out and see him.
hang on. Yeah. What's where is he at the moment?
He is in the downstairs parlor.
Oh, yes, very well. That's far more appropriate.
We'll go meet him.
Make sure you prepare refreshments. Not too expensive, of course.
Right away. The servant goes off to prepare refreshments while the three of you enter into the downstairs parlor.
Oh,
Immediately,
servant. 7. Maybe the cheap wine, if you like.
Don't want to treat him too well.
The servant nods accordingly and goes off to the cellars to get the cheap wine. The three of you enter the parlor. The knight stands up immediately. He's got chainmail armor on. He clearly has his left arm, but his left hand is missing. His right hand is intact. He has an arming sword on his left side. And he gives you guys a polite bow, kind of a quarter bow, just a little bit. He must be in his 40s, maybe 50s. He's kind of got like a salt and pepper one-day growth on his face. Tousled hair that's seen better days and thinning on top. His clothes are a little tattered. But he has fairly refined features and deep-set eyes.
All right.
Welcome, Kel Reginald.
Thank you. I had heard from one of my associates southward that the Thorn family is looking to hire guards, something
We
to
are
that
indeed.
effect.
Yes, our main objective right now is to hire a competent captain to lead others we may recruit later. Are you perhaps interested in that?
I am.
You're quite the worthy candidate, I would think.
Well, it's you certainly look the part. Obviously, how'd you lose a hand, if I may be so bold?
I lost it in service during an engagement with the enemy.
Which enemy?
The Beasts of Nixon.
We have heard about that battle, the war.
Yes, our father has experience with that, I do believe.
Yes, he has.
Well,
And Sir Knight, are you currently in service to anyone else?
No. After losing my hand, I was relieved of my duties and dismissed.
May we ask who you previously served?
The Countess, directly. I was a retainer for many years until
Until
I lost my hand in battle. That was about 10 years ago now.
I see. Tell me, Kel Reginald, do you take wine or ale? Your preference?
Wine, please. Thank you.
Very good.
The servant is here and can pour the drinks.
Now, what would you be looking for in a noble house, and what are you looking for in terms of how you see yourself within this role?
It has been 10 long years, and I find myself wasting away, physically, spiritually, and financially. I find that my life and those of my family would be improved with my employment, and while it shames me to say it, I have a need for money to support my family.
A family man. Excellent. Do you have children?
I do.
What?
And a younger brother.
Excellent. Excellent. Tell me, what is your greatest weakness?
this is an incredible job.
Well, apart from his missing hand, of course.
My greatest weakness? Why, if I had a weakness, I would be terrible commander.
Interesting. Have you come here to apply for a position of commander, or
I
just
came because I was under the impression this Thorn family was looking for a skilled captain of the guard or a chief officer of a militia. Was I mistaken?
No, we
Ah.
certainly are.
I see that you do get frustrated, but you also attempt to suppress it. That's a little bit of tact. Very good.
I'm not used to people half my age questioning me on my capabilities.
Oh, he's probably even less than half, to be honest. Pay no attention to him. He's quite young and quite the whippersnapper at times.
And still have two hands.
Luther just glares at him.
So, Luther, you remember Ronald? Have you sent for him to be brought to us?
I did. He should be here any day now, in fact. What is it that you would be looking for in potential guards under your command? What's your most important quality for a guard?
Capable
I'm pretty sure
fighters
same.
and loyal fighters.
Oh,
Who
Ronald.
are honest and can do the job they are assigned. Very-
that last time.
It is very simple to understand the sort of soldiers you need when you have that sort of experience under your belt. I've commanded men in many battles and in many different engagements. Fronts.
Well, certainly quite the impressive resume.
Yes.
Would it be inappropriate of me to ask how much he wants to be paid?
I think there is a standard wage.
Okay. That's
Yes. Tell me, do you look for intelligence in your underlings, those under your command?
Certain positions require certain traits, some more than others. Depends on the position.
It's good to hear that you could put many different types of person to use. Oh, I think that our house would be. We'd love to have you on.
I have one requirement.
And what would that be?
My younger brother. He's quite young. Only not quite yet a man. Not quite yet 20. I would ask if I were to come on as your captain of the guard as a joint venture between our houses that you take him on as a squire.
Well, I'm certainly open to the idea of having a squire.
So your house, I'm guessing you are of the countess's house then?
No. My family was raised up like yours. I am not of noble birth.
Ah, I see.
Well, how is the boy? What are his strengths, his weaknesses?
He shows a lot of promise. But like all young men, he says, looking directly at Stefan, he can be a little rash sometimes.
I do have some experience with that, as you.
Well, you boys will be boys, and they must be trained into men. If I am to be watching over your house, I think it only fair that you help watch over mine. I think that would assure a certain amount of loyalty and fealty between the two of us.
A true family man then. Very good. And another question then. Looking at our house and with your experience, how many more men would we need to procure?
Am I correct in that it is the head count of your family here? It is 2, 4, 8, 10. The 11 of you here?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is your only estate?
For now.
Well,
Part
not
of the
that many.
idea.
We would need a simple watch, maybe 2 men at a time, with 1 to oversee, and another 2 to alternate. I would say myself and 4 men should be sufficient to guard the premises. If you expand or need protection in traveling, we could hire on temporary soldiers or reduce the household watch to 1, with maybe some servants to keep an eye on things in the meantime. May I ask, do you have any specific threats you're aware of?
Oh,
I kind of look around the room.
A 30-foot giant.
there's the big general threats. Yeah, those ones.
30, 40.
Well, I'm afraid I cannot help you with a giant, but I can keep your house free of brigands, thieves, vandals.
Yeah, well, if the giant comes back, it will rouse up the commoners, maybe into raiding, and that won't be good. So keep them away from us.
Well, there was one other thing. I'll let you in on the secret, since I suppose that you'll be one of us soon enough. There was an attempt to discredit our house, and we haven't really found out much about it, to be honest. It was interesting. I'll say that.
Yes, I think it's time we actually looked into that a little bit further, just on that. But
It may be. What happened exactly is...
But before you go any further, brother, the proprieties must be met first. Before we do go into that, yes, we would accept your offer to squire your son. Is there anyone that you would like him to squire under specifically?
I believe it's his younger brother, right?
I would be more than happy
younger
to take on the
brother.
mantle.
I believe he needs a proper mentor, one who is capable of instructing.
So Luther is probably the most capable of instructing, whereas I myself, I would say, am more suited to combat training your brother.
Yes, my fighting style, it may be a bit different than the classical knight, I'll admit.
You are the son of L. William Thorne.
I am indeed. I think I could do a fine job with your boy. But just to let you know, the combat training part might not be my strength.
Well, if your sister will oversee his combat and you can oversee his development as a man, that seems fair to me. 2 heads are often better than 1.
Indeed.
You could squire him directly to our father, of course. Obviously, with the attack on him by the warlock, and which rendered him blind, the system would be very safe squireship. How much of the fighting arts, etc., he would learn, of course, would be another matter.
I had heard your father was dead, killed in the attack by a witch.
No, he was rendered blind, unfortunately, by foul magics.
It is good to hear.
Yes, he's the backbone.
blinding part?
He's quite a wonderful father to have. I mean, if I do say so myself.
Yes, he's produced such wonders as myself and brother raised by goblins.
He is a good and noble man.
All right, Knight, do you have a place to stay, or will you be looking to stay in our estate while you work for us?
I believe it is of very little use if the captain of the guard is not on the premise at all times. Having me
It would be
fetched.
unsim. Of course, a room shall be arranged for you.
Yeah, I cannot do very much good keeping an eye on your house from the other side of town.
Of course. If you lived closer, then it would be easier, but We'll have a room for you.
Just one final question. Well, it might not be the final question, but another question. How was it that you fought before you lost your hand? With the sword and shield?
Yes.
Is it impossible to use a shield without a hand?
Yes. I can see that your father's training may not have been passed down to you, as you have said.
Well, as I said, I do use a shield in combat, though I might not be the most effective with it.
A shield is particularly useless without a hand, more of a dead weight.
Well, I suppose you may be right, though our uncle, Joseph, is an engineer, and I figure that he may be able to rig something up if it were possible for you to use a shield. So,
I have heard of
course.
people trying to strap shields to their arms in the past. It may work for a time, but without a hand, when one of those straps comes loose, the shield then falls and dangles from a single strap and cannot be reattached without stepping out of combat. It becomes a greater liability protection.
Oh, I'll leave your fighting style to you.
Considering that we will be guarding a single estate in town, I feel the presence of trained knights such as myself will be a greater deterrent. And if it comes to combat, I am confident I can put our enemies down before I have a need to defend myself.
I certainly like the confidence. The purpose of the militia, the reason we're forming it, it's not just to protect the house, per se. It's in case we would need it for other matters as well.
I have led men in battles before. I am no stranger to authority or to command.
I think that you'd be a wonderful captain of the guard.
But I shall, with your blessing,
before-
I shall return home, fetch my younger brother, make my preparations, and be back in a week.
Very good. What is your brother's name?
He gives you his younger brother's name. I haven't figured it out yet.
XXX.
Yes.
Well, sometimes life just hands you the opportunity on a silver platter.
He gets up, gives you all a stiff, formal bow, makes his way towards the front door, turns around and says, "Please give my regards to your father," and exits.
Very well.
Nice.
And I think on that note, actually, why don't we go to break and we can sort out all these things on the other side. See you guys in a minute.